Good morning. I'm John Honeywell. I'm the Director of Public Works for the City of Little Rock. And we're here today to do a ribbon cutting, opening up our Geyer Springs Railroad Overpass. This is a project that originated back in the 1990s with Metroplan identifying arterial at-grade railroad crossings throughout the Central Arkansas region that needed to be upgraded to provide improved safety, improved emergency response times, and also reduce travel times at these rail crossings themselves. The original design of this project started in 2000 by the Melberger firm. That was a preliminary project that identified routes and also cost estimates and some other preliminary development aspects of the project. In 2013, thanks to the sales tax that was passed by the citizens of Little Rock, we were able to fund the further design of this project and identify matching funds that allowed us to do a partnership with the Arkansas Department of Transportation to actually construct the overpass. The cost of the project was $10.3 million. 80% of that was through federal funds through the Department of Transportation, with 20% being the city's match. Like I said previously, Melberger Brawley was the design team engineer for the project. Michael Baker International did our construction inspection for us, and then Mobley Contractors from Morrilton, Arkansas was the contractor on this project. And with that information, I'd like to turn it over to Mayor Frank Scott to have some comments. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. Before I really go into some brief comments, I think it's in proper order that this is always a team effort. As we inspire to unite, grow, and transform Little Rock, we have to understand that it happens as a team. And when you understand that things happen as a team, you understand too, you have to see things through. This particular project has been in the minds of Southwest Little Rock residents since I literally was a child. Growing up here, as well as being a member and an associate pastor at Greater Second Baptist Church, which is right behind us, I know the many days of crossing this railroad track and also going to the old Wonder Bread right here in front of us. And so there were other folks who had things in mind. We are now in Southwest Little Rock at this particular point in time, this juncture. This is actually Ward 2, which is represented by City Director Ken Richardson. As we all know, that Vice Mayor and City Director of Ward 7, Ms. B.J. Wyrick, represents most of Southwest Little Rock in Ward 7. They're both here today and want to yield some time to City Director Ken Richardson, this is his particular ward at this point in time, to give some brief comments, but also know that there's a lot of long history with this project that Vice Mayor Wyrick can speak to, and that we'll kind of bring back to the present and the future. City Director Ken Richardson.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. As the Mayor mentioned, I'm Ken Richardson, City Board Director, Ward 2. And I think John really emphasized the importance of us using city funding to attract federal dollars to help leverage those dollars to complete projects like this. I think it's really important in terms of us having emergency response time and just convenience for the residents in this area. Now, there has been some confusion, Mayor, about whether it's Ward 2 or Ward 7. During the construction and the inconvenience of the construction, it was Ward 7. Now that it's complete and done, it's Ward 2. So I want to thank you guys for your participation, you guys being here, and we certainly appreciate the work that the city, as the Mayor mentioned, it's a team effort. Thank you everybody for doing long-term work that was done long before I was elected, and continuation of that work, and using city funding, city funding to attract federal dollars to help complete infrastructure projects like this. So thank you guys for being here this morning. Thank you, Mayor.
Vice Mayor Wyrick.
Good morning. I am B.J. Wyrick, and we are in Ward 7, but as I said at the board meeting last night, a ward boundary is an imaginary line, so if something impacts Ken in Ward 2, it also impacts Ward 7. This overpass is great for the neighborhoods and the economy in Southwest Little Rock. Over 25 years ago, a group of business and residents came together to talk about how we could improve Southwest Little Rock. Out of that discussion, we decided we needed 3 overpasses. This is the third of the 3 overpasses that we identified. Joan Adcock, City Director at Large, Joa Humphrey, who is now deceased, and Pam Adcock, who's President of Southwest United for Progress, were involved in the vision for these overpasses. We realized at the time we were cut off from emergency services, which was unacceptable. It seems like just a short time ago that we were down here at one of the businesses doing the groundbreaking service, and now we're here. Through a partnership with the state and the city, finances were put together for this $1 million overpass, state 80% and city 20%, as was identified earlier. I want to thank the citizens of Little Rock and the state funding for making this happen. I also want to thank Ken Richardson for allocating funds for Ward 2. He was not a part of the original group because, you see, he was still a baby, very young. He has followed through with the last mile of completion, and if you're familiar with Amazon and FedEx, you know that the last mile of their service is to serve the citizens, so he brought the project home. I want to thank Mayor Scott for supporting our vision on this overpass. I've learned from our mayor, progress is slow, but when it happens, it is right on time. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Vice Mayor Wyrick, as well as City Director Ken Richardson. Again, as we've talked about this vision of how we unite our city, grow our city, but transform it. When we talk about those three components, you have to be intentional. What we're seeing right now, this project is intentional as it relates to public safety, as it relates to response time from a public safety standpoint, but also economic growth. And before we talk a little bit more about that, I want to take time to recognize Infrastructure Solutions. I want to recognize Michael Baker, as well as the Arkansas Department of Transportation, who's here today, led by Mr. Mark Headley of District 6. This does not happen without their great work. And so we are very grateful for Infrastructure Solutions, grateful for Michael Baker, grateful for the Arkansas Department of Transportation, which has a great teamwork, as well as Metro Plan that's being represented by the Deputy Director and Mr. Casey Newton. So thank you all, because we've been able to work together in this very team-oriented fashion to instill public safety, economic growth, but to be very intentional here in Ward 2 as well as Ward 7 on what we do from an infrastructure standpoint. And we all understand that infrastructure is the foundation to economic development. And all of the projects that's been going on in Southwest Little Rock is happening right on time from this standpoint as we continue to focus with the residents here in this city. So thank you so much. What we're going to do right now is ask the members of this team, with Vice Mayor Wyrick, myself, City Director Ken Richardson, the representatives from the Arkansas Department of Transportation, Metro Plan, Michael Baker, as well as Infrastructure Solutions, if you would, all assemble behind the ribbon. We will do a kind of a physical distance ribbon tearing away. We won't be cutting because we won't be utilizing any scissors, but we have a Velcro ribbon that we will all touch and then tear away together, and then get into our vehicles, and we will all be in unison together to believe the 200,000 drivers around this particular road. We know it just recently opened up, and so this is how we will commemorate together. Again, this is an effort to unite, grow, and transform right here in a sorely needed area in our city. Progress is happening. We are transforming right before our eyes. Thank you so much.
No pressure. All right, 1,